我谁谁？我日啊！今天我是不是说我要全国视频把他烤了？打掉！打掉！打掉！打掉！打掉！打掉！打片！打过库！打过库！打过库！
It's all covered in today's China Truths.
Dear friends, the Chinese economy is slipping into a deep recession. Unemployment is widespread, people are tightening their belts, and consumer demand is collapsing. In that gloomy wave, the used car trade has plunged into crisis. Cars that were once prized assets, the dream of many families, are now gathering dust in lots, sitting unsold for months. Prices have plummeted, sometimes even cheaper than scrap metal. Some lament, it's a pity to sell them, but a loss to keep them. I might as well scrap them and end the misery. And so heartbreaking scenes appear everywhere. Used car dealers with tears in their eyes take hammers to smash their inventory. Some smash 20 cars in a single day just to end the nightmare of losses. Others destroy one car a day, venting their anger while slowly bidding farewell to hopeless stock. One dealer said, "Last night I tried selling this car for only 4,000 yuan. Fully insured until next February, everything works fine. It's worth the money." Yet at that price, cheaper than a mid-range phone, nobody wants it. I don't understand. If even this doesn't sell, I'll just give up. He had once offered it for 4,800 yuan without success. Buyers countered with 2,000 or even 1,000, demanding free nationwide shipping. Frustrated, he said, "People think I'm doing charity. I'm not selling anymore." The truth is, many of these cars are still in good condition. Engine smooth, air conditioning cool, chassis solid, interiors clean. Dealers insist they don't take bad cars home. Yet now they are forced to watch buyers treat them like junk. "I'd rather smash it than see someone take it away with such contempt," one said bitterly. A Shanghai dealer explained that new car prices have fallen so sharply that almost no brand retains its value. Not even Lexus or Toyota, once famous for holding resale value. In 2024, used car retention rates dropped sharply, only 70.1% for midsize and large SUVs and 64% for MPVs. Although transaction volumes are not low, profits remain bleak. The Used Car Business Management Index stood at just 44.1% in December, below the prosperity threshold, and average transaction prices fell 6.5% from 2023. Many dealers admit the trade is now barely profitable, often a matter of selling at a loss. In Nanning, Guangxi, people are calling 2025 a bloody battle for the used car industry. Once a crowded market, it has now become a dead zone. The chairman of the city's Used Car Association exclaimed that this is probably the most difficult year in the past decade. In Shanghai, one of the country's used car hubs, Mr. Liu, who has been in the business for 9 years, recalled a time when he sold dozens of cars a day, earning hundreds of thousands of yuan with ease. In his best year, he even bought an apartment with his profits. But this year is different. Some months he lost as much as 200,000 yuan. And every car sold felt like bleeding his own veins. Mr. Wang, a luxury car specialist, said bluntly, "I rented a 600 by space to showcase everything from BMW and Audi to Mercedes. Money passing through my account all year still totaled tens of millions of yuan, but when I calculated at the end of the year, the profit was only 10,000. The downturn is not limited to Shanghai. In Guangxi, used car transactions in the first half of the year fell 9% compared with the same period last year, and in Nanning alone, the drop was 15%. Previously, used cars in Guangxi grew 10–15% annually, but last year the rate slowed to 8%. This year, no one dares to make predictions. Many dealers bitterly admitted that their cars were still in good condition, ran well, and had decent designs. But customers vanished, trust collapsed, and the market froze. Some cars sat unsold for half a year, even as prices hit rock bottom. Others said that keeping cars in storage only meant further depreciation, so it was better to scrap them. Many admitted that making a living from used cars has become extremely difficult. One of the biggest challenges is that falling new car prices have dragged used car prices down as well, erasing their competitive edge. Since the start of this year, the Chinese car market has been shaken by price wars. Tesla began with price cuts, and other manufacturers quickly followed. Brands under Dongfeng launched massive clearance-style discounts in March. Ms. Xing Boting noted that almost every month, some brands suddenly slashed prices or added incentives. In some cases, new car prices were even lower than used cars, affecting both new energy and gasoline models. All of this has had a severe impact on the used car trade. A salesman at the Aolongjia used car market explained that when new car prices drop by tens of thousands of yuan, used cars once bought at higher prices become nearly impossible to sell. Dealers are forced to cut their prices accordingly. If a car has passed through 3 owners and was bought back at a high price, it is even harder to resell, leaving dealers stuck with inventory and under heavy capital pressure. In Shanghai, one dealer, Zhang Yang, name changed, said that before this year's Lunar New Year, he bought a Lantu free for 260,000 yuan, while the previous owner had paid around 330,000. But soon after, a new version of the Lantu free was launched with a starting price of only 260,900 yuan. The current situation has left many shop owners hesitant to buy used cars. Yet without purchases, business becomes even harder. Mr. Lai, a used car dealer in Liaoning, explained that without buying cars, he cannot sell goods, and without cars or goods, there will be no customers. Some customers even lose interest in shops when they cannot find the model or configuration they want, making business even more sluggish. According to a June 10 report by Economic Daily, thousands of cars with fewer than 100 kilometers on the odometer, still carrying the smell of a new car, are now listed on major used car platforms such as Dongchedi and Yiqi. These vehicles include both major and niche brands in the Chinese market. At the Huaxiang used car market in Beijing, one so-called used car still had its seat covers and body protection film intact. Although the odometer showed only 100 kilometers, its price was nearly 110,000 yuan, about 15,000 USD, lower than that of a new car of the same model. Dealers openly admit that many of these cars are virtually brand new, indistinguishable from those just off the production line. Keeping them in warehouses only racks up maintenance costs, yet they cannot be sold on the new car market. Labeling them as used and selling at a loss has become the only option. Industry experts note that the problem is especially acute with electric vehicles, where concerns about battery degradation push manufacturers to clear inventory quickly, fueling the flood of so-called zero-emission used cars. In May, Wei Jianjun, chairman of Great Wall Motor, publicly denounced the chaotic rise of zero-emission used cars. He explained that such vehicles are registered and licensed to appear sold, but are then returned to used car dealers. In an interview with China Financial Weekly, Wei warned that the practice has spread across multiple trading platforms, involving thousands of dealers. Some heavily indebted automakers are using the scheme to mask operational risks. Data from the China Passenger Car Association shows that between January and May 2021, the scale of price cuts in the Chinese auto market had already surpassed 90% of the entire volume recorded in 2024. New energy vehicles are particularly mired in losses. While the price war has temporarily boosted sales, it has intensified internal competition, squeezed automakers' margins, and poses serious risks to the long-term stability of the supply chain. In recent years, China's auto market has become increasingly cutthroat, leaving automakers under mounting inventory pressure. According to BYD's annual report, the company's inventory reached 116.04 billion yuan last year, the highest in the industry. Such a large buildup ties up significant capital in unsold products, straining liquidity, raising financing costs, and increasing the risk of devaluation in China's fast-growing auto sector. Under pressure from new models, many automakers have adopted a fixed-price strategy to clear stock. BYD, China's leading new energy vehicle maker, was forced to offload older models without advanced driving technology after introducing its smart driving for everyone strategy to cope with intensifying competition. Amid China's economic slowdown, weak consumer confidence, and widespread belt tightening, car makers are locked in increasingly fierce battles for market share. Price wars have become the new normal, severely eroding profit margins. Many manufacturers are selling vehicles at a loss simply to maintain cash flow and keep their positions in the market. Meanwhile, concerns about safety are growing. Reports of unexplained explosions on busy streets, fatal crashes, and electric leaks causing brain hemorrhages have cast a shadow over the industry. Once hailed as symbols of a green future, Chinese EVs are now viewed with suspicion, plagued by technical failures, deadly accidents, and unpredictable AI systems. Worryingly, the vehicles involved include models from leading brands such as Xiaomi, BYD, AITO, Huawei-backed, and NIO. This raises a pressing question. Are Chinese electric cars truly safe, or just a bubble inflated with money and hope, waiting to burst? China's auto market is now trapped in a downward spiral. Price wars have turned cars into depreciating assets, leaving both dealers and owners in despair. The so-called green revolution of electric vehicles is losing its shine, replaced by fears of defects, accidents, and collapsing resale values. Automakers are bleeding cash, slashing prices below cost just to survive, while unsold inventories pile up to record highs. This is no longer healthy competition, but a destructive race to the bottom. What was once hailed as the engine of China's future growth is now stalling on every front. The electric vehicle boom, once a symbol of technological leadership, is becoming a heavy burden on companies and investors alike. The collapse of the auto sector mirrors the broader truth. China's economy is sinking into a deep recession with no clear way out.
Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We will keep reporting on the COVID surge in China, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to get the latest videos. And thank you for tuning in.